Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen are officially ending their marriage.
Tom Brady built a career that made him one of football's greatest legends. But his biggest regret may have happened far from the stadium. After news broke that Gisele Bündchen had quietly married Joaquim Valente, Brady shared a cryptic post that left fans wondering what he was really feeling. Now, at 48, his own words are shedding new light on the choices that changed his marriage forever, and why success came with a price he never expected. The promise that lasted only 40 days. In December 2025, headlines revealed that Gisele Bündchen had quietly married her longtime partner, Joaquim Valente, during a private ceremony at their Florida home. While many celebrated the beginning of her new chapter, another moment quickly drew attention. Around the same time, Tom Brady shared an Instagram story featuring the song 1-800-2-738-255 with the lyric, "I feel like my life is not mine." A day later, he posted a selfie wearing a Forever Young hoodie with the caption, "Yup." The messages sparked endless speculation. Was he trying to appear unfazed? Was he processing the news in private? Brady never explained the meaning behind the posts. But what made the moment even more striking was the fact that this outcome had not come without warning. Years earlier, Brady had openly spoken about one of the most difficult conversations of his marriage. During a 2020 interview with Howard Stern, he revealed that Gisele had written him a deeply personal letter expressing her unhappiness. It was not written out of anger, but out of frustration after years of feeling that their relationship revolved around one person, him. According to Brady, Gisele explained that while he devoted himself completely to football, she often felt left to carry the responsibilities of raising their children and managing family life on her own. Long NFL seasons consumed months of his time, and even during the off-season, business ventures, endorsements, and constant training continued to fill his schedule. She reminded him that she had also made enormous sacrifices, stepping away from her own career and repeatedly putting her dreams on hold to support his. Brady admitted the letter was painful to read. He even said he kept it in a drawer and returned to it from time to time because it reminded him of what truly mattered. The couple sought marriage counseling, hoping to rebuild what had begun to slip away. For a while, it seemed they were working toward the same future. Then came a decision that changed everything. On February 1st, 2022, after 22 NFL seasons and 7 Super Bowl championships, Brady announced his retirement. He explained that it was finally time to focus on other priorities. Gisele celebrated the announcement publicly, expressing excitement for the next chapter they would finally begin together after years of sacrifice. But that long-awaited future never arrived. Just 40 days later, Brady stunned both the sports world and his own family by announcing that he was returning for another season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For many fans, it was an incredible comeback. For Gisele, however, it reportedly felt like a promise had been broken. Sources close to the couple later claimed she was deeply hurt, believing they had made the retirement decision together before Brady changed course. To her, the issue extended far beyond football. It was about trust, communication, and whether the family plans they had built together still carried the same importance. That unexpected reversal marked a turning point. As Brady returned to the field, the cracks that had been forming behind closed doors became impossible to ignore. Before long, the private struggles inside their marriage would begin unfolding in front of the entire world. When everything began to fall apart, Tom Brady's decision to return for another NFL season was meant to add one more achievement to an already unmatched career. Instead, it became the period when the personal sacrifices behind his success became impossible to ignore. As the 2022 season got underway, signs of trouble extended far beyond football. Brady unexpectedly stepped away from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers training camp for 11 days, explaining only that he was dealing with personal matters. Although he offered few details, speculation quickly intensified. Before long, reports claimed that he and Gisele Bündchen were living separately after a serious disagreement, with divorce attorneys reportedly becoming involved. Those closest to Brady noticed a profound change during the season. Former assistant coach Tom Moore recalled the normally unshakable quarterback struggling under emotional pressure and reportedly losing nearly 20 pounds. After one difficult game, Brady sat silently in front of his locker for almost 20 minutes, revealing a rare moment of vulnerability behind his legendary mental toughness. Outside the stadium, the headlines became impossible to escape. Photographs of Gisele without her wedding ring fueled growing speculation, while the couple was seldom seen together. Every new report pointed to the same conclusion: their marriage was reaching a breaking point. Brady briefly acknowledged that life had become increasingly challenging during podcast appearances, admitting that balancing football and personal responsibilities had become difficult. Still, he chose not to publicly discuss the details of what his family was experiencing behind closed doors. Then, on October 28, 2022, months of speculation came to an end. Brady and Gisele officially finalized their divorce after 13 years of marriage. Because they already had a prenuptial agreement and had settled custody arrangements beforehand, the process was completed the same day the paperwork was filed. In separate public statements, both emphasized that their children remained their highest priority, while describing the decision as deeply painful. Several months later, Gisele finally shared her perspective. In interviews, including a widely discussed feature with Vanity Fair, she rejected the popular claim that she had demanded Brady choose between football and their marriage. According to Gisele, that narrative simply was not true. She explained that over time, they gradually realized they no longer wanted the same future. The relationship had changed little by little until they found themselves growing in different directions. Perhaps her most heartbreaking description came when she called the divorce the death of a dream. Even after everything they had experienced together, she said she still wished Brady happiness, making it clear there was no bitterness behind her words. But Brady's most painful moment was still ahead. Ironically, it wouldn't happen during a football game. It would come during a comedy special, when a few jokes would force him to confront the consequences of his choices in a way he never expected. The truth he could no longer deny. In May 2024, Tom Brady agreed to take part in Netflix's Celebrity Roast, expecting an evening of lighthearted jokes at his expense. Instead, the event became one of the most painful moments of his life after football. Throughout the show, comedians repeatedly joked about his divorce, Gisele Bündchen's new relationship with Joaquim Valente, and the breakdown of his family. Brady laughed along during the performance, but the real impact didn't arrive until the following day. When Brady spoke with his children after they watched clips from the special, their reaction caught him off guard. They asked why he had allowed such a deeply personal chapter of their family's life to become entertainment, leaving him without an answer. The conversation stayed with him. Brady later apologized to Gisele and admitted the experience forced him to reflect on something much deeper, questioning whether the years of sacrifices and the demands of football had truly been worth the personal cost. As Brady wrestled with those emotions, Gisele was embracing an entirely different chapter of life. In February 2025, she welcomed a baby boy with Joaquim Valente, and later that year, on December 3rd, the couple quietly married during a private ceremony at their Florida home. The life she had built looked remarkably different from the one she had left behind, centered on family, privacy, and the balance she had long hoped to find. Brady, meanwhile, continued his career as an NFL broadcaster while adjusting to life after retirement. Then came a message that many viewed as his most honest reflection yet. In a newsletter to fans, Brady explained that he had always believed being a great father meant showing his children the value of commitment, discipline, and hard work through football. But he also acknowledged an uncomfortable truth. No one is perfect, and along the way, people will inevitably disappoint those they love. Perhaps his most revealing words were also his simplest. He wrote that a person's actions reveal their priorities. Looking back, those words carried more weight than any championship speech ever could. Tom Brady's football legacy is secure. 7 Super Bowl rings, countless records, and a place among the greatest athletes in history can never be taken away. But his own reflections suggest that some victories come with sacrifices that only become clear years later. In the end, the hardest lesson of his life wasn't learned on the field. It was discovering that even the greatest champions cannot win back the time, relationships, and opportunities they leave behind. Thanks for watching. What do you think about Tom Brady's reflections on his marriage and career? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch our next video.